Hi, thanks for watching this video. My name is Paul Wilkinson and I'm here with...
I'm Edward Foster.
And you'll have seen from our title that we're looking at the words that Oscar Wilde said. What was it? That all
art is, well, as he would say, all art is quite useless. So, all art is useless.
All art is absolutely useless.
Yes, absolutely, perhaps, yeah.
And what was it Roger Scruton said on that? There's a lovely documentary, isn't there, by Scruton, where he talks about beauty and things. What does he say? It's high praise.
Yes, it is high praise, yeah. Because it means art is beyond a price. It is beyond some sort of commodity. It is divine. It connects us with the divine because it's our way of expressing how we feel about the divine.
Yeah, and it exists outside the capitalist culture that we live in, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's you can't categorise it. It is this beautiful flow of life.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
yeah, absolutely.
That we want to swim in, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me as a musician, I suppose, so that I can, to quote your phrase, swim in it, I am essentially my own benefactor. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
I understand that, you know, the things I do fund the things I do, if you see what I mean. So,
of course, yeah.
You know, so do you find that what you're doing is maybe doing certain projects to fund other projects so that you can express the divine,
Of course, yeah. I'm walking a trail that I've been searching for, and I still am searching for. But as I walk it, I can understand what it is, and I can understand myself within that too. So I need to do that to then continue this trail that I'm on, this pilgrimage.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, it is like that. So does it have a worth? What do we mean by art? It's useless. What did he mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It is. I mean, does he mean worth as in financial? Because it doesn't have. We're not talking about that, like you said. It's beyond the divine and all that kind. It's beyond that. The power of art to penetrate us is what Kant would call the transcendental, wouldn't he? That it affects us in a way that is beyond any financial. Because money's made up, isn't it?
Of course,
money
it is, yeah.
It's not real, so it doesn't exist in that sense. So, what do you think? Do you think that's what he's saying?
Well, he's saying
it's high praise, isn't it?
It's very high praise.
Yeah,
it seems like it's the absolute opposite, saying art is useless. You know, what's the point in that?
Right, come on,
you know, let's go on, let's put some music on in the background, eh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
But no,
it's hitting me with that.
Yeah, but no. What he's saying is actually, it doesn't have this perfunctory use, this sort of crass use. What he's saying is that art, in whatever form it might take, is this divine that you can't put into a lump and put into your wallet or some sort of thing that you could, use. So what he's saying is by art is useless. Is that art is of this divine goal that we want to be in, a divine place we want to be in, and we use our creative abilities to try and get there, and we can do it by using these beautiful abilities and deep soul that we have. But in a sense we don't reach it as well, which is wonderful.
Yep,
that means our thirst and our quest for this.
Nice word, quest.
Yeah. It never ends.
No, it never. No.
So we can't have this end goal.
Yeah.
You know, which we can collect and say, oh, this is. Oh, I've got something. Yeah, I've got a certificate of something or other. You know, I've got my my goods here.
Yeah, you've got.
It's not like that.
No.
It flows through your fingers. You can't grab hold of it.
Yeah.
So in a way, it is quite useless in that way, but it's fantastic.
I can. I think you've summed it up really well, and I think you know, whether we're a more complex subject, I suppose, but whether we have, as artists, or Wilde, or Walt Whitman, or whoever else, or, you know, T.S. Eliot, did they create this art, or were they just a vehicle that it came through?
Yeah.
You know, that's a much more complex question, I suppose.
Well, I mean, my humble opinion, I think it's both, because we create, of course, but there's this great creator, or soul, whatever it be,
yeah,
that we are part of, and yet we create that soul as well as it already being there, and creating us. You see, this is why it's so beautiful.
Yeah, the whole universe, this continuum, of everything,
yes. So,
absolutely.
Art is not useless. All art is not useless now, so this is strange going against what he said.
Yeah,
because it's
the highest praise, isn't it?
And needed. It's completely needed. It's completely
absolutely.
needed, but you can't gather it into a commodity, and we can't put a sort of materialistic. What's the word I'm looking for? Materialistic price on it, in a way.
Yeah, of course. It's beyond that. It's beyond capitalism, and it's something that is of beauty, isn't it? It's something that has some worth and that can.
It's beauty. It transcends. It transcends time.
Yeah.
It transcends cultures. It transcends many things. It does. It transcends. It
and
really
it's
does.
kind of, it's. To use the word man, because I can think of no word, but it's craftsmanship or craftswomanship. You know, it's real beauty, isn't it? And then you look at certain things today. So you look at like Starbucks. They're building Starbucks everywhere, aren't they? They take them a few weeks to build them up, and you know they'll knock it down in 10 years, won't they, and build another.
Yeah, it's pointless.
It's just pointless, isn't it? It doesn't have any beauty, does it?
No, it's quantity.
Yeah.
More than quality. I mean, even getting a drink of coffee, you know, you can get a big cauldron of coffee, or you could get something delicate, a small, not delicate, you could get a small drink of coffee which has all this beautiful taste in it that's been ground and made perfect, you know, and you have that taste lasts for a long time. So it's not the quantity, or how much is in it, how much in the sense of you know, what you can measure in it, but the how much of that beautiful quality is in.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
And of course, these things might not always let you in first time, or second time, or even third time. You know, thinking about T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland, it's a complex poem. It doesn't let you in at first. No. It requires repeat visit. If you think of Miles Davis's Bitches Brew, you know, listen to that a lot. At first listens, it might not let you in, but there is so much beauty there and so much craftsmanship.
And it's also, you know, when you so you're talking about music there, and also I can refer this to art. We get used to certain art, so we'll look at it, but we don't look.
Yeah.
Then we look again, and then we look again, and then we look again, and look again.
Yeah, you're right.
Again,
Yeah.
And you can never stop.
Never stop
looking. And music, you can never stop listening if it's good.
Yes. and I feel that with your painting. I have one of Eddie's paintings in our front room, and you know, when I look at that, there's always something else to see every time. You never take it all in, you know.
No, thank you. Yeah, and I think when you create, that is intrinsic to what you do as well, because with painting, you paint a picture, and of course, yes, I'm putting everything I can into it, but many people, when they see the picture, find something completely unique to them in it, and then that leads me into other things too that I've not seen, and I painted the picture.
Yeah.
So
that's fascinating.
So this, and I guess, and that's the same with your music, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. People will tell you it's this or it's that, or I see it sounding like this, and that's fascinating, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And how do you feel about, say, like Tracy Enham's Unmade Bed, or what was the other one who wrote on a urinal, those kind of, I forget his name, but the artist.
I don't feel anything about it.
No, feel nothing.
Well, I just...
What's its purpose? Is it a sort of a sensational thing?
It's a very sensational thing, and I mean, you know, it has some merit, of course, but it's not gonna last.
No.
I mean, you can cast me down and tell me off for saying that, but it doesn't move me. I want to be moved.
Yeah.
I want to feel something I can't explain, and that doesn't do anything for me in that way. You know, I mean, it's of its time, and it's of those group of artists of that time.
Yeah.
Fair enough, whatever. But I don't feel moved. I don't feel deeply moved.
No. I must tell you a quick funny story. I had written a piece for the Lumiere Ensemble, a wind ensemble, and it was performed at an art gallery. And I'd already walked into the art gallery, and they were rehearsing. And my dad was coming to the concert, and I'd already seen one of the works of art was a radiator on its side.
Mm-hmm.
And I said I'd meet my dad then, and I walked in and I looked down the corridor, and I saw me dad, and he was sat in front of this radiator, and all I could see was just this nodding head back. And I was going to go talk to him, but I just left it because I thought, I know what he's thinking. Sorry, that's a sidetrack.
No, that's great. But that's important.
And he did mention it to me afterwards, and he used a few expletives and said how it was had no beauty or no worth to him whatsoever.
I mean, we can with things like, it's very hard, like I said, to categorise any sort of arts, and you always need art to push boundaries, but it's got to have soul, and it's got to have something deep behind it. And if it doesn't, then people should shake their heads at it.
Yeah, and
it's got a radiator on its side.
And also it's not got any craft to it or any beauty to it.
No, it's not got any craft at all.
We're sat here, we're behind all this music here, and if we take Lutosławski, you might listen to some of that music and, you know, feel it quite chaotic, but you only have to look inside to see the amazing craftsmanship, you know, like
Absolutely.
so much detail, knowing the ranges of instruments, knowing everything that they do, even though when you listen to that you might feel a little unease, but that's because you need to let it in, and you need to have your attention on it and focus on it. It'll reveal something new to it every time.
You have to give your attention to something like that, you know, and because to get to that stage of writing, what was he going through?
Absolutely.
How many hours and how many years of work and suffering and joy and ecstasy and just boredom in the sense of going through things.
Absolutely.
As he got, you know, so there is a lot of work. So actually, art is wonderful, useless art needs a lot of work.
Yeah, and I suppose our video is saying that, you know, it's beyond any monetary worth as far as that, because money is made up. And
money is made. We use money, and it's something we've invented so we can exchange things. It does work for that. That's our system.
That's our system.
But yeah, it's fine. Of course, we need to function in many ways. But what Wilde was saying was just true deep art is our expression of the profoundness of life, and you can't put a value on that. You can't put a value on life.
No, absolutely not. And our existence. I think that might be we'd love to hear anybody else's comments. Please put below, you know, say what you feel about the creative process and the value of art, and how much it means to you. That would be great.
It would be rather nice. Yes, it would be quite nice.
Quite nice,
as Wilde
would say, yes. It's high praise, we say. So bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.